Jim. And welcome back to GLIAC Media Day 2022. Emory Hunt Lazar, the playbook here. Now we're sitting here with head football coach of Davenport University, Sparky McEwen, along with two of your fantastic players, Jaier Harden and also Jalen Robinson. Coach, last year, 4 of your first 6 games were on the road. This year, 4 of your first 5 games, or 4 of your first 6 games this year are at home. How important is that for you and that university, and what atmosphere are you trying to build with that schedule set up, juxtaposed to what happened last year?
Well, it was tough last year. We got our highway miles in, and then when you take off into your season that way, that start can tell so much about the entire season. We got into that tough road schedule, and then on top of that, we played the national champions twice. And in this conference, it's just a very physical conference. So it could take its toll on you as you come back home. So that was a big deal for us this offseason to make sure that we build our bodies and our minds to prepare for the tough schedule that we have here in the GLIAC.
Now, your defense has been tough all throughout, and they say defense travels. So let's talk about your offense a little bit. What have you seen in the spring from your offense that has given you confidence going into 2022?
We've had some changes. We have a new offensive coordinator that I think is going to come in, and he has a different philosophy, to some things that he wants to do, and our kids have totally embraced him. They've done a heck of a job in the spring. This year, we actually were able to run a spring practice season the way you wanted as a coach. We actually had a spring football game, and we divided teams up. We had a draft, and so we've got some good numbers. We return a lot of players over on offense and defense, especially defense. And those kids, they embrace this philosophy, and we look to be more of an attacking offense.
Jaier, question. First of all, running back, I have to speak to the running back first. Different era, though. Back when I was a collegiate, it was all about 20 to 25 carries and 30 carries. That's not happening nowadays. So how do you make an impact on the game when you don't get the amount of touches that normally guys get? You guys are playing a different game nowadays.
It does matter about the touches, but it more matters about like what you do without the ball that can really impact the game. So as long as you make sure you're doing your job, regardless if you have the ball or not, you still impact the game in a big way.
Now, the good part is, you're sitting up here with the head coach. We're live on camera. You can easily ask for the football more and it'd be on camera for you. Want to get that out the way?
No, I mean, I'm just here to help the team win.
Good answer. Jalen, you led the team in tackles. You've done a lot from, that aspect of defense. Where are you trying to grow your game in 2022?
I feel like I've been able to tackle really well. I want to show that I can go make a play on the ball in the air, like more.
How does that happen? Is that, film study in terms of, okay, I kind of know what's going to happen. I know what the route combinations are. I know what they want to do, and I can put myself in position to make the play?
Well, it's a combination of all of those things you just mentioned. Going to get the ball in the air, studying film, knowing what teams like to do, who they like to go to, things of that nature.
Yeah, you're playing on defense. You want to catch the football a little bit more. Now, people are probably thinking, is it due to the fact that they say defenders can't really catch as opposed to not making a play?
No, I can catch. As long as I got a pair of new gloves on, I can catch.
Any questions from the media out there in the front?
Jalen,
Yeah.
first season with the program for 2018. You've been around the block. You've been playing for a minute. What are you trying to teach these younger guys? What are you trying to help them out with?
I feel like I'm more of I lead by example. So just doing everything the right way every day, on and off the field. Just leading the guys the right way, just being that role model. Sometimes I get on them vocally, but more just being a role model.
Jaier, last year was your first season with the program. So unlike Jalen, you haven't been playing as long. What did you learn last year? What did you take from last year, and how have you grown since you started playing?
So last year was my first full season, and so it was just a different experience, especially with playing more games throughout the season. It's you can say it's a lot harder on the body, but you just gotta be able to do more recovery type things. So I want to be able to this year I want to be able to keep my body healthy throughout the season so I can finish strong all the way to the end of the season.
Sparky, last one, and I'll get out of here. In the spring, what was the top goal? Before anything else, what did you want to accomplish during the spring?
You know, we talked about culture. We had a very difficult season the year before, and we wanted to make sure that our guys understood that, you know, it's got to be one way. It's got to be one vision, and all of our players got to understand that, okay? We have a philosophy there, and it is a family philosophy, okay? We talk about it all the time. We do different things throughout the summer, you know, to establish that culture with these young men because we know we're in a young program, but they know it's time for us. It's time to take that next step. And when you're in a conference of this magnitude, these guys know it's just not about one person. It's about the total team effort. And so these are things that we've talked about and we'll continue to talk about. And we're excited about the future for us. Our defense, you know, we're tough. We talked about a lot of toughness because once again, man, in this conference, week in and week out, you're playing against some of the best teams, you know, in this conference, you know. So the off season, the weight training program, the nutrition program, we've done some different things there. Administration has given us tools, the resources to have those type of successes.
Coach right here in the middle. Hi, Remy Monahan, Fox 17 News. Everybody says, you know, what's your plan? What's your 5-year plan? This is year 5 for you. So are you at where you want this program to be, and where do you all see yourselves going this season?
You know, we always come in and we say we want to be the GLIAC champs. We want to, and these guys, they'll tell you, we talk about things like that, and we have to, especially since you're playing in a conference of this magnitude. Our schedule, I tell you what, has been one of the toughest schedules, you know, that a young startup program could possibly have. So just to compete and do the things that we've done thus far, you know, we talk about this. We've beaten every team in our conference but 2. Okay, but 2. And every time that we play those other 2 teams, they treat us like we haven't beaten them also, you know, so they go hard. This conference does not let up on you. It's relentless. And I've been able to convey that to these guys, that this is how tough it's going to be year in and year out. Going into year 5, you know, we want to take that next step. I'm a big believer you build your defense first. We have been tough defensively. We have been tough defensively since we walked into this conference. We've had some challenges, but now it's time for our offense to take that next step. Our running game is going to be the depth of this team. That's where we have a couple more guys just like Jaier in our backfield. So we have some guys that will be able to step up there. We got 2 new kids fighting it out at the quarterback position. So we're excited. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen up front, it's going to make for a long year.
One more for Jaier real quick. I know you're a Grand Rapids native. What is it like to play in your hometown? And I'm sure you get family and friends that come and watch you every weekend. And A, does that put a little more pressure on you? And B, what are your expectations for yourself this season?
Honestly, I kind of wanted to leave home just to get away, but being able to play in my hometown does bring like a sense of pride to me. It's not, I wouldn't say it's pressure, but it's just the expectation that my friends and my family hold me to. So I know when I go out there, I gotta perform day in and day out.
Coach, guys, thank you guys for stopping by, and good luck this season.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.